Gaming is almost like the new pub. Sitting around your front room, having a laugh with your mates and trying to achieve something together. I'm Logan Plant, the founder, CEO and Mr. Beaver of Beavertown. So the reason I think it's such a good fit, the collaboration with Borderlands 3 and Beavertown, is the fact that a load of us are gamers. We love to collaborate with things that we love, and gaming is one of those. And obviously beer is another. So yeah, if you put the two together, for me, as a gamer and a beer drinker and a brewer, it just kind of made sense.
Making a beer to go with a video game I think is quite a unique concept. I don't know of anybody else who has done that. And I mean, I like to drink when I'm playing video games. I think a lot of people do.
Whenever I'm playing games, you know, I still want my head in the game. So I thought, why don't we do like a nice low ABV, light IPA? And IPA's usually around 6 or 7%, and this one we've made at like 2.8%.
What we try to do is create a super session IPA, or as it's stated on the can, light IPA. Britain is the place where sessioning beer is part of the culture, so I don't think the rest of the world understands the need for that kind of style. There's a room for a beer at the lunchtime, anytime after midday.
You can have 1, 2, 3, 4 cans with your mates, you can have a laugh. Nobody gets leery, nobody gets upset, everybody's having a great game. First stage is the mashing. That's where we add the grain and we add hot water that releases the sugar. It then goes into the kettle where we boil it and we add hops. That lasts about an hour. Third stage goes into the whirlpool. That's when we add even more hops to give us flavour and aroma. It then gets kind of chilled down to about 20 degrees Celsius and pumped into the fermenters. And what it does, the yeast kind of eats these sugars and it farts out alcohol and carbon dioxide. That probably takes about 2 to 3 days. At the end of it, we've got beer. At that point, we then dry hop, so we add even more hops, which gives us even more aroma and more flavour, and then we package it. The beer itself is unique in the fact that we've used a new hop. It's called Sabro. It comes from the northwest of America, and it was a wild hop originally, and they've kind of morph these two hops together. Characteristics of it are stone fruity, kind of tropical, little bit of citrus, and we've used also another American hop called Simcoe. So the two together have made a really nice kind of aromatic, flavourful beer. And then we beefed it up with a load of oats and wheat to give it big mouthfeel. And with a beer that's so low in ABV, we wanted to try and accentuate that.
You know, it worked well in our head, and we were so pleased when we tasted a beer and realized that it's tasting fantastic in a can and a glass.
A lot of the artwork for Beavertown is inspired just by kind of sci-fi movies, and then the kind of comic books that inspired those sci-fi movies, going all the way back to kind of 30s sci-fi ray gun type stuff, as is kind of clear in gamma ray. I think that the Borderlands style artwork resonates so much with me because it's quite similar to my art style, well, in the way that it was probably inspired by a lot of the stuff that I was inspired by. The process behind putting the actual artwork together was relatively simple, but there was like a good amount of back and forth between Beavertown and 2K. I did some like really rough sketches to give an idea of what I was going to do, and then the 2K guys came back and said, we like the concept, let's work into it a little bit further. I have a really weird obsession with like drawing really straight, like curved lines, and so I think that all the elements on the gun and the spikes on the gun I think are my favourite bit, just because they were really satisfying to kind of have poking out and to kind of fit in, and then getting the metallic texture onto the gun, onto the actual label so you can feel it as well made that really stand out. Just really bizarre and kind of unbelievable to have kind of played the games before I was really a professional artist, I suppose, and now making it for a game that I not only have played but really like.
I think from a design perspective, the Borderlands 3 artwork and design, and then the way that Nick designs for us, there's so many similarities. I think you've got the kind of psychedelia, the mythical lands, the crazy characters that are involved. They lend themselves really well together. So as a collaboration, it was a no-brainer.